Beep, beep. What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World, and welcome to Deja Vu. Now, yes, I know we're a tad bit late to the Slap House party, but you know what they say. Save the best for last. I've had the longest time to study these presets more than anyone out there. If they suck, I'm real, so you can come and tell me stuff, and I'll probably react to it during a stream or something, other than those robotic voices out there who will probably respond. I don't know, it's just a little joke, guys. But anyways, guys, today we're going to be going over this Slap House sound bank, which is going to be for obviously extra record Serum. It's going to contain 5 construction kits, which hopefully don't sound generic, because we tried not to make them sound generic, just trying to give you guys ideas on what you can do with the patches, as well as how you can take the genre of Slap House a little bit forward. But with that being said, guys, today we're just going to be going over some of them, and if you want to support the channel, this is the best way to do it. As always, take care, and let's get straight into this. So the first patch we're gonna have in here, guys, and I'm not gonna lie, I skipped it because it's not the best one, because it's meant to be more of just an additive little, you know, I think you get the idea. It's either one, your ex's heart just going, why'd you leave me, Johnny? Or you can use it for the little kind of like fills in between basses as a tom, etc., to kind of get that going. But from there, we're gonna move on to Astronaut in Your Ocean, because this bass will hopefully make it into your track, and it's gonna sound like this. Now let's get rid of the scale feature here. It's gonna sound like that in low octaves. It's gonna sound like that in high. Now, one of the things I hope that you guys understand with Slap House and stuff, I always get people asking how to make fills and stuff. Do pay a little bit of attention to some of the mods and some of these. For instance, if I move this up, we get like more of a sound of like this. So what we could do is something of sorts like, so we kind of, and it's hard to do it like this because I'm trying to hold the caps lock key, but the idea is to modulate some of them, so you get like a hit going. And you can modulate some of these just to make them sound a little different, a little more unique. And that's one of the reasons why mods exist, guys. So don't be afraid to automate those over time once you have an idea down. Now, another really cool patch we can look at is called the BA Basics of Slap House. And you can see it's named after DJ Lemelor. As when I make a lot of these sound banks, sometimes I'll do live streams where I show people as I'm making these sounds live. So you know, one, they're not stolen. And two, you guys can become a part of what the pack actually has in it. So a lot of you guys will send me sound requests, song requests that we can kind of go on. And hopefully, again, I can remake them to an extent where they make the pack. This is one of the people watching the streams patches, which I thought was really good to add to the pack. It's definitely a slapper, and again, now let's see how low we can go with this, because a lot of Slap House artists are actually going C and then low to B, as it has a very nasty tone to it while still having a bit of low end power. So again, really cool. A lot of these patches, again, guys, when they're made, I am running span, and that's a big one for me, just because I want to make sure that when I'm making these pack for you guys, we have a good amount of low end, and we have this nice little kind of mounting coming down on some of them, depending on the sound, because I know these sounds are going to work really good in your mixes, and all you're going to have to do is just reduce on the EQ and maybe boost a little, but not do extreme kind of changes or layer a bunch of damn patches to get a simple sound, which someone should be able to make with just one instant of Serum. And that's just my take on it. The less layers you have, the cleaner it's gonna sound. That's always been my my thought process with stuff. Saturate, do that, but don't go with that. Next one we got is Buzzy Cutter. So it's just gonna be a Goblin kind of I consider it a meme-ish bass. We can make the noise loud. The next patch that we have here, guys, is going to be called Dexter 7, obviously named after the Yamaha DX7, and then there's a virtual synth that emulates it called Dexter, just because it's an FM-based synth, B going into A, and then we get this sound. And again, just going low as we can here to kind of see what kind of response we're getting down there, guys. So that's going to be, yeah, and again, we have mods, so you can get different sounds out of this. We can wave shape that sign, so now we get a different sound. And again, what I hope you guys are doing is that you're automating these guys. You could even do like a reverb swell. So what we will do is we'll put this on, and then we'll just go. And again, those are like really cool little attention to detail effects that you guys can do to just get these sounds a little better. All right, let's keep going, guys. Next one we have is dog. So some of the sounds in the pack are going to be wide, like this one. Now, personally, me, I don't like using sound banks where they're made wide doing something like this. And the main reason is that you can see as I'm hitting this note, it just kind of loses a lot of power. Now, one of the things I like to do is I like to make sure that these patches are also mono compatible in the low end. And what that means is that I don't want wide low end. I want low end coming down the center for you guys because I want what's best for you. But now let's assume that I say fuck it and I just go like, you know what? I'm not going to care about that for you guys. I'm just going to show you guys some patches that really just, oh, it sounds kind of good. To me, this just doesn't sound really that stable for you guys to utilize in a track. You can kind of see how it's kind of shifting a lot. Let's say we down. There's like a bit of a weird auto pan going with the low end. Like again, this is stuff that I'm not a fan of. So when we make these patches for you guys, we make sure that they're going to be constantly always sounding the same every time you hit them, utilizing a bit of technique. So what this means is hard pan left, hard pan right. We're going to put the arm face down so we have a set face. And from there, we kind of make each one sound a little different so that either one, they collapse into the center. Make sure we don't get them out of phase, of course, in terms of like the opposite. But we can definitely get these to sound a little fatter and wider in the right way. As we move along, guys, here's another patch called Guitar Business, which obviously utilizes the electric guitar wavetable, which is going to have more of that stronger, future bound sort of slap house kind of vibe to it. Okay, and then again, mods. You can do really cool kind of single one-shots with them. Switch the tone up. Again, sometimes, you know, with these patches in the mods, you have like 3 sounds that are very usable. Here's another one, harder, faster, deeper. And of course, I know you guys are going to use them in a more melodic format, but Ayor Hotel Inn, it's a saw-based patch here, but we can make this louder, of course, just kind of run that. And then we can add a second top layer, which is a saw. And that gives us like a different kind of vibe to it, which is pretty cool. Okay, and then Jealousy. Sorry, guys. I just want to... I'm looking at my fingers as I play. I'm like, damn, you're so good. All right, guys. Let's keep going here. Now, there are a couple of more basses like that. There's a bunch. I did add a bit of the selected basses. And what I mean by that is you guys are going to recognize them. Now, I think on this one, I went a little too heavy-handed on the reverb. So let's get rid of it. And then we have a mod to make this an octave. And these kind of sound better wider. So let's put that wide mod wheel up. Okay, so I think you get the idea with that. The next one is also another. Okay, so it sounds like that. I believe we can add a second layer to this. I did hear a couple of slap house tracks using these kind of sounds, so that's why I decided to add them in there, guys. But those are going to be some of the bass lines. And of course, you know, here are the basses, and then we have even more down here, which you guys can utilize. So there's a lot of basses. From there, we're going to move on to some of the chords. And what I'm going to do with the chords is I'm going to set up here the keyboard to actually play some chords for us. So we're going to set this to a scale of, let's do maybe A. Let's set a fixed chord. We're going to hold, I believe, fixed chord and press down the keys. And then we're just going to try and play some stuff. Okay, so this one's called a Diago, so we're going to use it. Let's go lower. Okay, as we move around, let's go up an octave. Okay, so these are going to be what these guys sound like. We got a nice little swell. That's you're going to be utilizing mainly with chords, so that's why we kind of have it that way. These obviously it's going to be more of a stab. So I really like these ones here. E-piano. These are very kind of like nostalgic sounds. I mean, Olivia Rodrigo, again, this pack is named after one of her songs. She has a very nostalgic vibe to her music, and it seems like that's what seems to be in at the moment. Very nostalgic vibes in certain kinds of music. So you're going to see a lot of that in this pack. And again, these are going to have their own vibe. This one has to be higher up. You could do a lot of... Oh, that one's beautiful. So those are going to be some of the chords, guys. Again, there's going to be a ton in there for you guys to mess around with. Of course, we're going to have effects, which, you know, I think they're just going to be kind of like uplifters and stuff, which we won't check. A lot of people just want to see the leads and all of that. So let's move on to some of the leads here that we're going to have in the pack. So the first one we call is Bhaskar Puv, obviously named after Bhaskar. They have this like really quirky sort of lead in one of their songs. I think it's Infinity. That's what this song is all about. If we play like, you're gonna sound like that, and we can make this ravier if we wanted to, like so. Let's get rid of the scale. Pentatonic scale if you want to do that wider, and just get a wide response with it. Brassier. Alright, so we have here a brass sample obviously being run into the noises folder, but we do have this guy here which we can increase. And now you have the synth version of that stab. So again, you know, I just didn't want to put a noise in there and say, there's a patch for you guys. No, every single patch must be usable. But no, I just want to put in some work on that, guys, so you guys can use that. Click. Again, is a lot of people ask me to add a click for the pack, but again, you can use this one and mess around with it. Generally speaking, envelope 3 will be routed to the global tune here, so you can mess with this going up, so you can kind of go to kind of give it a tone. I wish that Serum would allow me to put a module on that so I can do that for you guys. But again, as long as you understand some of the theory, the basics of sound design with that stuff, I think that's all you need to be able to use these presets to their almost potential, which is what I hope you're doing. Here we have an Alok sound. So obviously a lot of you guys might recognize it like as a Don Diablo-ish kind of. Not bad, not bad. Touche, Sen, touche. Okay, so yeah, Fuerza Tumbado. I'm into like Spanish music at the moment. That's kind of like trap mixed with Spanish music, like the corridos. So it's been on the come up, and I'm a fan of the melodies they use. So I was doing a live stream and someone told me to make a patch called Golden Showers, Golden Skies. It's a joke, but I really thought, you know, let's make it sound like it's raining. So the idea with this patch would be to just run it on the drop, more for background elements. So we could kind of go like. Sounds nice. Really nice. Yeah, Housey 7s. I think we want to go something like. Now, I am thinking about adding like more Medusa chords on the pack before release, guys, so I don't have access to those yet, but I've been trying my best to emulate them and not just get it to sound kind of like Medusa, but really like the ones they have in their tracks, because there's something special about those chord shots that they use. But this is one to be one kind of inspired by that. This one's more just, yeah. That's going to be Housey 7. So let's see, melodic stringer. I think this is going to be more of a background element, and then we get to the good leads, which are going to be more Don Diablo. Okay, so that's how it's gonna sound like. Kind of nice, you know, a little avant-garde. All right, hope you guys see how fat these leads sound without without having to do a bunch. And that's one of the things that, again, I want this pack to be, is that anybody can use it and get almost clean mixes when done right. Like, they don't mess things up. Another one, lead bandits. Of course, we're gonna have a lot of those kind of leads, guys. I'll keep going in a second. Again, I'm doing the pitch bend for you guys. LFO2 is routed to the chorus. So as you move and you hold it longer, it does the pitch bend. So you can do a lot of cool. So maybe like. Yeah, we're getting funky. All right, distinct. So let's go lower. I think this is going to be optimal range. Most of the presets, again, guys, are going to be optimally set for the C3 and Ableton. So make sure all the basses, all the leads, so that you don't have to be switching like octaves every single time you use the patches. You can only do it when you're like, this might sound good as a bass, maybe. Like so. Okay, so those are some of the leads, guys. Let's keep going here. We'll save the rest of the leads for when you support the bag. You can check those out, but we'll just do a couple of plucks and call it a day on this, because that's what we have left. And of course we have Vize at the bottom there. So we're gonna go, let's go with maybe some of the Mollyville pack. This one was meant for the Dark Phase Volume 2 pack, but I decided to put it in here. Just like, we have no pad, so let's just put this. But I don't know if it fits the slap bass, but I'm a fan of the sound, so that's why I decided to put it. We got Pluck down sample. Probably played up a higher octave. Let's go that range. Sounds a little techno, but I promise a slap house song had it, because that's usually what I'll do for these packs, is that I'll go on Beatport, I'll go on Spotify and see what are the top songs in the respective genres and just get inspired by the sounds that they have given you access to. A lot of botanical sounding stuff, which you can obviously turn into chord if you like those kind of sounds. Yeah, there we go. Pluck alone. We'll keep going. Just trying to work out a melody there as we're kind of showing some of these presets. Let's see. Optimal. Okay, so kind of like a little Q pluck. Okay, let's go. Whoops. My finger playing skills are getting a little choppy ever since I started playing the guitar, guys. We'll do one more. Okay, so that sounds really nice, guys. So those are going to be the patches I'll be showing today, guys. You can find more over at evilsounds.com. And obviously the page, there's a preset section that you guys can check out and also read some of the stuff. I posted, like, I guess what I want my presets to be and why I make presets and how I make them different. And I feel like it's just the pride in making sure that these patches, again, is sounding good, making sure there's good mono compatibility, widening, doing everything properly over just putting like 8 voices and detuning. I'd rather do it properly, like have one saw where I get a clean 3 saw signal rather than going straight for the 8 saw one unless it's needed. Obviously for trance it is, but again, from there, guys, we're gonna have construction kits, and the construction kits, like I said, are just gonna be a little more out there. They're not gonna be super generic because I feel like in the slap world there's already too much of that. So this is the way they're gonna sound like, and if you follow me on Instagram then you've probably heard them, but All right, guys, and that's going to be the slap bass pack Deja Vu. If you found anything you like and you want to support the channel, you know where to find this pack. It's over at evilsounds.com. I'll leave the link in the description below, guys. But as always, guys, after I make a pack like this, I'm definitely a little more burned out. You can probably tell a little. I just did my hair, but it was like, woof. But hopefully you guys enjoy the pack if you decide to support it. If not, don't worry about it. I'm glad that you checked it out. That's enough for me. But as always, guys, you guys have a good day producing. Happy everything. I really don't know what to say other than I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Other than that, you guys take care. You can find everything at the website, and I'll see you guys next time when the time arises. Peace out.